Today I will be showcasing one of the best builds with jules in the Bazaar. And not only with jules, but in the entire Bazaar. This is a full guide of how to play the Lollipop. I will be showing you every single build and item that you want to look for when you play the Lollipop. I will also show some endgame boards so you can see the true power of the Lollipop. And at last I will show you a complete run where we showcase from start to finish what we think about when we assemble the Lollipop. Enjoy. I will be using this tier list just to sort the items. It has nothing to do with the tiers B, C, and D. They're just sorted by large, by medium, and by small items. But before we can start, we need to talk about the quests. The Lollipop needs to unlock 2 quests to be able to be played. First, you need to use 100 foods, which is not a problem because you will always be running food with jules. The other quest is to use slow 80 times, so I will only be looking for Lollipop if I have a really good slow item on my board or in my stash already. The best item I would like to go with the Lollipop is if I have a start with the excellent vintage, because the vintage slow 4 times even at bronze, meaning I can finish the quest in a few PvE fights. We can also use the honeycomb to throw in a little bit of extra slow here and there. And there are a few other slow items, of course, with jules, but these are the main 2 ones I will be having on my jules boards. If I have a vintage and I find a Lollipop, I will go to PvE battles that are not able to kill me. I will play no damage, no burn whatsoever. I will just play the vintage on a shield slot and try to haste it and try to stall out the fight as long as possible, just to make sure we finish the slow quest as soon as possible. And after that, we're ready to go with the Lollipop. So as you can see here, we have quite a few large items that goes well with the Lollipop. Let's start with the dishwasher. The dishwasher is probably the best large item that goes with the Lollipop, because it makes your Lollipop deals twice as much damage. You also want to assemble some crit with the Lollipop build, and there are a few ways to do it. The chocolate coin. If you sell food, the chocolate coin gets value, and when you sell the chocolate coin, it gives crit equal to half the chocolate coin value. So if you pair this with a few crit skills, you could make the Lollipop get quite a lot of crit just using the chocolate coin. If you have no crit whatsoever on your Lollipop or very low, you should consider having a spatula next to the Lollipop. Every time you use an adjacent food, the adjacent food will get 15 or 20 or 25 a diamond crit next to the spatula. And since the Lollipop has 5 seconds with multicast, it will assemble crit very, very fast. Should be GG here now.
The city is chaos.
Another way to do it is to add the caviar to the build. The caviar gives your items crit chance equal to 3 times the caviar's value. And at the start of each day, it gains 1 at silver, 2 at gold, and 3 at the diamond value, meaning it gets 3, 6, and 9 crit to all your items at the start of each day. You can also combine caviar if you're able to get the clean storefront skill from the Surgeon Sod monster encounter. Your leftmost item has plus 20 value during combat. Combine this with the caviar and all your items will immediately get plus 60 crit chance. This is extremely powerful with the Lollipop and a few other crit builds with jules. Those will be the 3 main items that you want to use to gain crit chance to your Lollipop. You also want your Lollipop to go fast, and there are a few ways to do that. Let's start with the charge mechanics. So since the Lollipop is a food item, you can use item that says charge a food. We can use the decanter. The decanter is a small, fairly fast item that says charge a food. And since Lollipop will be our only food, this will always charge the Lollipop. We can also use pizza cutter that says charge the heated item to the right of this by 2 seconds. We can also use cookbook. Cookbook is a medium item that says charge a food. Just like the canner, however, it takes 2 slots since it's a medium item, so it's slightly worse than the canner. We can also add one of the best charge items that I like to play when I play Lollipop, the cutting board. So the cutting board also charges up food by 1 second. The difference with the cutting board is when you use an adjacent weapon, it gains damage and it's also charging the cutting board. Meaning when I use a Lollipop, I will charge the cutting board, and when I use the cutting board, I will charge the Lollipop. These two together creates a really good synergistic effects that almost creates a loop all by themselves, they also scale the damage when we use the Lollipop. So this board will be one of the most common final boards I will be looking for when I play the Lollipop. Next up, we have the food truck. The food truck is a large item that says haste adjacent items, and when you haste a food, it gains charge. So in general, you want to be using food truck with these items here. If you have a shadow cloak, when you use the item to the right, haste it. This means when you use the Lollipop with multicast, it will gain 2 haste triggers on itself, and the food truck will make haste into charge, meaning the Lollipop will charge itself by 2, and this will charge the Lollipop by 1 every 4, and we're gonna combine it with the oven mitts. The oven mitts will get charged when you use a heated item, so every time I use this, I will charge the mitts, and then this will spread haste through the entire board, which is only these 3 items, and every time I hit haste on the Lollipop will gain even more charge. So these 3 and these 4 in combination creates a very solid loop with your Lollipop. There are of course other ways to do the food truck Lollipop hasting. You could add like a coffee. I recommend you try the oven mitts. Of course you can always add in some other different like haste effects, but if you want to play coffee, you might as well just play pizza cutter for more haste charge. We can play this order: pizza cutter, haste charge, haste charge. There are very many different variations to the build. Keep in mind, food truck can be good if you have a lot of good haste skills. The more haste skills you have, the better food truck it gets. Next up, we have the Jumbo Book. The Jumbo Book will charge your heated items, and you want to combine it with these items here. So if you are able to get heated here and heated on the Lollipop, you will be able to charge your heated items. The Jumbo Book itself does not need to be heated. So the Jumbo Book will charge the pizza cutter, and the pizza cutter will charge the book. So these two creates a loop. And every time we use this item here, we will charge the Lollipop. If you are lucky, you could slot in a black pepper heated slot here, or here as well, to gain even more charge on your items. And if you have very high burst, it is okay to play the Jumbo Book something like this. Then pizza cutter goes directly into the Lollipop. This is less of a loop, but much more upfront burst. Let's say you have a dishwasher here, and you just want to burst the damage. You can just go Jumbo Book, charge the Lollipop, pizza cutter, charge the Lollipop, everything goes in here. Less of a loop, but more upfront burst damage. Another lethargy? What the heck?
Fairly fought, fairly won.
Next is Pantry. Pantry is a large item that says when you use a food, charge another food. Since the Lollipop is a 5-second item with multicast 2, that means it will charge another food 4 seconds. So you want to be looking to combine that with any of these fast foods here. Eggs is 2 seconds a diamond, meaning the eggs will get used twice, charging the Lollipop 4 seconds back. Slushies, a diamond, is 4 seconds with multicast, so they will also charge the Lollipop back. Butter at gold, 6 seconds, multicast 3, they will work. Hot sauce, 6 seconds, multicast 3. Baked potato and pancakes, 4 seconds, multicast 2, they will work. Ice cubes, a diamond, 2 seconds, they will work. Instant noodle, 2 seconds, if you have a medium tool, they will work. So you want to be looking for this item or some other really fast food item combination, just to make a loop with Pantry. When you use a food, charge another food, and when you use that food, charge the Lollipop back. It will look something like this.
Whoa, that's a problem. That is a big problem. For him. Ha!
And last but not least, we have the oven. The oven gives multicast to your heated items, and the oven gives multicast to your heated items, so that will make the Lollipop have 3 multicast. I like to pair the oven with a cutting board, making the cutting board have multicast as well. So every time we use the Lollipop, we charge the cutting board 3 seconds, and when I use the cutting board, I charge the Lollipop 2 seconds. This creates a sort of a nice loop. You can also combine it with other charge of food items just to make the Lollipop really go off a lot of times really fast. So that will be all for the large items. You want to be combining the large items with a lot of the medium items down below. And I will be talking about the medium items and when they are fitting into your board. So we have been showing your cookbook boards. They're just here to charge the Lollipop together with dishwasher or jumbo book or that kind of stuff. Let's talk about Dragon Melon. Dragon Melon is a food, meaning it will not work as good if you play items such as decanter and those charge are random food items, because some of the charges will go into the Dragon Melon. If you play Dragon Melon, you will be looking for items that only targets the Lollipop with charge. However, I will prefer to play other items instead of Dragon Melon, but if I cannot find anything else, Dragon Melon is a fine item just to include at a shield slot to increase your max health, since Lollipop deals damage based on your max health. We can also play like a kitchen scale in some variations. However, you will need to have the same size of the items next to one another. So maybe we can use a kitchen scale to haste cutter and decanter, or we could use kitchen scale to haste dishwasher and Lollipop. It's just in the worst case scenarios and during the build up of Lollipop we can play kitchen scale. We will not be looking for a kitchen scale at the very end of the game. Cornucopia goes into the Jumbo Book board. Jumbo Book is charging your heated items. This on a heated slot is also charging your heated items. So this and this will charge this, and this will charge this, and this charge this. These two together creates sort of a loop, just like the one we showed you earlier. It's just that this is a medium item. So I rather play pizza cutter and those kind of stuff when I go for Jumbo Book. The mitts I have showed you works well with the food truck. We also have one of the other builds you could do with a meat tenderizer. So the meat tenderizer will reduce the cooldown of adjacent food by 10% for the fight, meaning you can get the Lollipop really fast cooldown wise. I like to combine meat tenderizer by adding a black pepper on the other side, because every time I use the meat tenderizer, the black pepper will get a lower cooldown. And when I use the black pepper, I will charge the meat tenderizer, meaning this will go faster and this will go faster the longer the fight goes on, making our Lollipop go to 1 second much faster. Because the faster this gets, the better and faster this gets. And this is what this would look like. We have healing, which is nice. And we're scaling like crazy with the cooldowns. Okay, the Lollipop needs to go now.
Next time I'll
It
show
went.
you what I learned from this.
1 second Lollipop is good. Yeah, we needed to start there. It's not like we're not chaining anyway. GG. 1 second Lollipop seems good, right? And if you're struggling to find haste, you can have a Solek on your board if you have some kind of effect when you slow or when you do this gain crit, or when you haste gain crit. The Solek will just be permanently hasting your board, a little bit like an oven mitts if you have the correct skills. There are also ways just to use a bread knife to haste the Lollipop if you don't want to add more food tags, like if you have a decanter, you don't want to add a coffee, bread knife just replaces it to give haste. There's also knife sharpener. Every time you use a weapon, you gain damage from the knife sharpener. The knife sharpener will haste a tool, which will be the decanter. Use the serving platter. When you crit with a food, charge another food. If this has a lot of crit, you can combine it with 1 or 2 other really fast foods. It's basically like a mini pantry if you have 100% crit. We beat this easy. He actually put up a fair fight.
So that would be all the builds we will be looking for when we play Lollipop. There are a few other variations that you could find with other items from other classes, like this one with cooldown reduction and haste.
Next time I'll show.
But these are the main ones with Jules. So let's take a look at this game where we try to manage a Lollipop build. Starting off, I like to go to Kina, because she sells non-weapons. We don't want to go to weapon shops. This is very good for us. Trying to pick up a burn here, or was looking for a burn in the early game. Microwave could be used if we don't have a heated item, which we don't right now, so I'm going to pick it up. Vintage is perfect, because this will enable us to find the Lollipop. This is always an insta pickup day one if you find it. We don't want to go to Ayla, she has weapons. I don't care about 2 regen. We go for the Lost Crate and hope for a skill, hopefully burn here. We did get weapons, not what we will be looking for early game. We want burn early game. I'm just gonna challenge the pyro here. Our main item this game, early game, would be to find the skillet, because skillet is a great burn item with multicast and high burn, and it does not require heated slot. Works great with the microwave. You can choose between Valpack and Strange Mushroom. Valpack can be okay, but if we go here and miss, we're kinda screwed. So I'm going to click here and get the 4 gold. You can choose between skills and shiny. I will always go for shiny in this patch. Skills are nerfed right now. I like shiny. We can find a win con here early. I did find a dead Lao, fiery pancakes, heavy instant noodles. So all of these require a heated slot, which is bad because we have the microwave that will not play on a heated slot. I think the noodles are the best overall. Deadly Lao can be good. Fiery pancakes can also be good. This will be 2 seconds at heated slot. This will be 2 seconds at a heated slot. So maybe the pancakes are better then, because we get the shield as well. But we get slow here. It's kind of close. Let's say we have a prep station though. The pancakes will scale better than the noodle. Noodle can be found anyway. Let's go for the pancakes. So we could pick a skill here, but we would for sure lose the first fight. So I'm going to go to Mittel and pray that we find skillet.
If I don't have what you need,
We did not find a skillet, but we did find a toaster. Toaster is a good item, it also works with Jules. We could also skip the roll here, because we do have a setup where we could play like this, day one, which is okay. I could also roll and try to find the skillet. Alright, we found this item. So I'm going to sell the cinders to pancakes, because pancakes is the fastest item we have right now. And I'm going to pick up the vintage.
for you, bring it back. I want you to be happy.
We could play 6 seconds and charge this, but we could also do this and either shield or haste 2 seconds every 8. The problem with this is it's a tool, and this wants adjacent food. So I'm going to go with the vintage, even though 7 seconds to charge this is very, very slow. Let's just do it for the shield.
Let's make this quick.
We should be able to apply enough
I should warn you.
burn charge on the toaster. Because when you play a toaster, you want to have really fast adjacent food next to it. Because every time we use an adjacent food, it gets 1 burn. Meaning, the longer we can stall out the fight, the better the toaster will be here for us. As you can see here, this pig had no chance to beat this build at day 1. This is a very strong build. If you're able to find one of the items that goes really fast on the heated slot, just play it next to the toaster, and you should be good to go. Day 2, here we can start to find silver items. We could either go for burn,
or for a skill here. I think I'm gonna opt for skill, since we have Toaster with scaling burn through the fight anyway, meaning flat out burn right now is not as important as if we would have had the skillet with high burn to start with. I would prefer this, but since we're scaling this time, I'm gonna go for a monster here. Pick a skill. And just pick the loot. It gives you 1 income each day at worst. We can find silver items, we can find a lollipop here, but it's day 2, and the longer the days goes on, the more likely we are to find the lollipop. So it's a little bit too early to start looking for it. It's also 12 gold, and we would have to sell a bunch of items here, which I would not like to do even if we found it. So let's go here and pick up the money. Here we have options. We can go for a really big defensive skill here, or we could go for 2 of the shield loot items. I'll go to Thief. I think he has more likely good stuff for us. This gives us start of each fight 1 gold. That's 2 income per day. This gives you income for every fight. This gives you Lollipop angle if you have the food truck. This gives you 8 damage on your Lollipop when we find it, or if we find it. Hello Mental Seizures, welcome to the stream, and plus 450, sweet on 15 streams, wow, that's so much, man. We can look for extra slow here on the vintage, if we're really greedy, but we could just pick a free skill, why not? I'm creating a guide on how to play the Lollipop right now, so I will be explaining every decisions throughout this run. We can go to smalls items here. We can also get loot. Both are fine. I think we will be looking for small items to have a really fast food item to slap in here. Right now it's the black pepper. And jungle runes is okay because burn and shield goes well here. It's not as important to go jungle runes if we are scaling though. You could also just pick a random food, but I think I like the shop here. Nice, we found a really good fast food. I will not be using this as heated, because it's just 2 seconds here without doing anything. I don't think we're gonna pick a potato, because we already have this taking the heated slot. Let's roll. And we could pick up an ice cube here quite early. They're good if we find a freezer. They're not that great until we find the freezer. So I'm gonna skip them. They're gonna ruin our econ a little bit, and it's gonna be annoying space in the backpack here. I think I'd rather play 1 item short here, will I? Or is that dumb? Maybe we should play it. Let's not be greedy. I'll pick it up here. Is there a possibility to do even better? We could sack the 2-second noodle to haste all every 8. We could also just do this, actually. That's probably what we should have done all along. Is it? It's kind of close. I think both ways are fine here.
When we can feast.
My people believe in peace. Boring!
He has a quested Regal Blade completed. It's very strong for day 2. But the good thing is, our excellent vintage is upgraded, meaning it does offer a big amount of shield, and also slows all the enemy items here. So we will be able to win this one.
I believed in myself and I still are.
This is why vintage is such a good starting item. Big starting shield, big slow. It just wins you a lot of the fights. We're gonna be looking to upgrade this guy, and we're gonna be looking to upgrade this guy. So I'll take the first one. If this shows up during the day, you know you get 1 here, and you're also gonna get 1 when you level up to 4. Cyclope, thank you so much for the follow, by the way, and welcome to the headquarters. We can go to Herma here. You could also pick a skill. I'm not really looking for anything at Herma, so let's go for a skill. You should always challenge the Frost Street Challenger when you play Jules, because of two reasons. He has the skill when you freeze a weapon gains damage. If you have the freezer, this just gives you a free win basically. The same skill is hidden within the Frozen Bludgeon here. When you freeze, your weapon gains 10 damage. The only difference is this gives all your weapons damage, and this gives a weapon. So if you have Snowstorm, you want to be looking to play Freezer as your solo weapon, which you probably want to be doing anyway. We got the skill. This means we can either play Freezer or the Lollipop here. Day 3, these are not that great. Health or shield items. The Lollipop counts as a health item, so the Lollipop can be found here. So I'm going to go here.
World is pretty scary.
You can always buy Chef's Hat, because you get a free food. And you can always sell this if you want to. Unless it's a 0 gold food. But that's not very likely. We could pick up the Sorbet, prepare for the freezer here. We could also reroll. Third shield. We do need items to play. I think we skip it. I'm gonna buy it, whatever. It's a bit too early to find all the freeze here that we have. So I'm thinking about maybe we can play the toaster here. We can haste the toaster, meaning we don't have to play the noodle. If we find the freezer from this point, it's not like we're not gonna win. This just helps us, but we're gonna win with this anyway. This and this. So I don't think this makes much of a difference for us. We get a bronze upgrade here. So this will upgrade the cooldown. We could upgrade coffee. I think we upgrade the coffee here. For a faster toaster. And we're not forced to play the noodles anymore. We're not looking for medium, because this and this is all we need. We're just taking a free weapon here then. I think this will be our board. Charging the wave. These are too low of an impact to play over the microwave here.
Mind if my crew films this for the show?
If the creature takes over, run.
The main items we care about being used much is the toaster and the vintage here. And the rest are just vanilla filler items that supports them. Hopefully the vintage can shield enough here. It is kind of close.
I learned to hunt before I learned to
Very, very
talk.
close. We needed a half a second more to kill him.
Was not a challenge.
We could go skills here, but it would ruin our econ completely, because we have to pay for the skill. So I'm gonna skip the skill and pick the 4 gold here. The earlier pick skills, the lower tier the skill would be as well. I'm not looking for non-weapons here. I'm just looking for the Lollipop. So I'm gonna improve my econ, click here, and get a 2 gold and a tool. We also always want to challenge the wild boar. We could click here, because he has a 32 loot item for this guy. But in general, you want to go to wild boar, because this guy has, when you use a food, gain 15 rage, and when you enrage, haste your food. So if you can get this skill with Jules, you should be very, very happy. Wild Root Amulet, that's a good Jules item. It's a food and it's a high valuable slow. Not looking for these, maybe we can find the Lollipop here. That is a blender. That's one of the items we want to be playing if we find Freezer. So I am going to pick it up here. And we're gonna roll. We have a chocolate coin that will repay itself. I'm going to pick it up.
If that doesn't work out for you, come back for a refill.
Silver skill or Conic Rage skill. You could go silver tier skill here and hold on to this, because the next level up we will be getting loot offered at level 6. Meaning I'd rather take a silver skill than loot.
Something blocking your
So we're gonna wait one day with a
Get rid of it.
20 shield for each tool. When you use an item with burn, that item gains 1 burn. Both of these are incredible, right? I think I'm gonna go for this, because this just buys us time to kill him with Toaster. Even though this looks very tempting when you have fiery pancakes, right? We want to be playing lots of tool though with this. Let's go for this one.
When you're ready, I'll send you to Orlin. But I'll keep you as long as I can.
And we go for a free skill again. We have assembled quite good skills for the Lollipop and the Freezer already. I think this is the board we're playing. Yep.
I may look refined, but I was raised on the streets.
Go ahead, underestimate me. It makes this more fun.
We should consider placing Wild Root here maybe, and hasting the microwave instead. For more haste on all our foods. I think that would be something we could
Defeat does not
be looking to
defeat
do.
me.
Because that's gonna be a little bit more haste on all, a little bit less haste on Toaster, but we would haste pancakes more. So it's kind of close. We have 19 gold. I think you could go skill, but I would rather have good econ here than ruin our econ. Because econ is not looking too hot. We want to be going into day 6 with at least 30 plus gold. Haste item or this. They are similar. I'm gonna go here to be able to get extra cash. This is an interesting tool for us. We could add this to add even more shield. I think that's something we want to do, right? And this gets more haste. I would like to haste microwave though. But it seems to be impossible here. Unless I want to slow the vintage with this. But this gets more haste through this being hasted. Scoville offers you the most amount of experience, so we're gonna go here. And it has a fake item. The pickled peppers. The pickled peppers seems like a good item. The problem with it, it's so slow. It scales up very high, but like before this pops its second time, he's already gonna be dead. So even if this pops now and deals 73 burn, if you deal 73 burn 10 seconds into the fight, you're all gonna be dead. So you should never considering using the pickled peppers unless you really had to. I wonder if you should sell the Shadow Cloak angle, because we have not found the Lollipop yet.
More space, more ingredients.
This is where we pick up the rage skill here, instead of the loot. Go for XP again. Not XP, but skill. And we probably look for the Lollipop here. You could go Finn's Big Bite, click shield. I think that's a fine option.
My food literally makes you a better person.
Alright, pretty good board. Oh shit.
Oh, I'd rather
I just realized
fight you.
we
I'll
could
try
slow
my real stuff. I'd be happy to repair
the root instead of the vintage here. These two could swap place. I think it's better to slow the amulet, right?
Was it a
Very, very
faulty
solid,
decoration spray?
shieldy scaling board here. Weapon shop, we'll look for the dishwasher, not the dishwasher, the Lollipop or the freezer here.
Few warriors
Both will
want
be
to
able to
attack.
win us the game.
Buy my weapons, and you might.
It's quite funny, when you use a non-weapon tool deal 50, non-weapon tool, non-weapon tool, non-weapon tool, we sort of 5 damage, 20 damage, 10 damage. I'm gonna skip though. The only large weapon I don't want to play with here.
I respect Nufu, but bare hands are not enough.
We're not looking for toys. Let's click here for extra cash. I will not be looking to use a curry. I think we will be able to easily beat the foreman. He's gonna hit us one time with both of his large, and then we're gonna slow him with the vintage, meaning he's not gonna get his second hit here, hopefully. And during that time he's gonna die. Perfectly.
Fine, you win. I suppose now you want overtime.
We have a forklift. It's very good to find large items at gold. That means we can reroll them into win conditions. I don't think we're gonna be using a black pepper. Let's slow the rail route instead. These will probably be kept for a freezer board. So let's sell the sharpening stone.
You can always use more knives.
Let's not roll. Let's just take the 5 crit, shall we?
Hey, if it's about the gold, Pip is affordable. Cute kid, too.
Let's go Valpak, see what happens.
Owner is the ultimate businessman. Take the deal.
That's a good Lollipop item, but we need to find the Lollipop first to make sure we know if we want to play it. Cavalry is nice. It is a little bit late of a pickup.
The more you buy, the more you save. It's just math.
I'm not looking for crit items.
You may be
Let's
too
take
young
a
to
silver
know
upgrade then.
problems, but I
If
was
we have the
once
freezer, we're gonna go for this. But I think we're so strong, even with freezer, I don't need this to be gold right away. Meaning we keep playing Toaster until we are able to find what we're looking for.
I may look refined, but I was raised on the streets.
Gold Toaster, you do love your toast. I think that's our main damage item right now. It is what it is, right? It's either Gold Toaster or a Silver Microwave here. But we are starting to fall off here due to day 6. People are finding their gold items. We need to go mid-thirp, look for Lollipop. Great, we found a Lollipop. Meaning we can sell Forklift. We could also keep Forklift to reroll it if we have an event into a dishwasher. Do we give up completely on the blender? I think we do. We could also sell this and keep the freezer options open. What is more likely, us finding a freezer and play it right away? Or relong this into dishwasher? I think we go full Lollipop here. It should be able to work. We have 41 gold. We can keep rolling for support items for Lollipop. Right now, we only have haste on it here, haste on it here. Would I like to pick up a pepper? Maybe, for the Lollipop. We can always sell this for extra crit chance through the coin.
Happy to exploit you. I mean, help you.
Should we sell the microwave here? And play leaves here? Or is this fake? Is it good? It's not that good. Microwave fake. I think we keep microwave. It offers haste on this guy. Could buy leaves, because I want to proc food ASAP as well. We're not really spamming foods here. Food is gonna be a problem. I think we sell.
Averageness.
Let's take that tool here. And now we want to pick an easy fight. So we're gonna go for the Unibow. We're gonna stall with the Vintage here. Vintage slows, this slows. The longer the fight goes on, the more slow we will do. We also want to use as much food as possible. So I'm gonna play the noodle. We're not gonna play toaster at all. Meaning I cannot play noodle because it's 4 seconds. If we really want to spam the slow, we go for this guy. I don't think it's gonna kill the guy. So it's probably fine to play Lollipop here. We haste this. This will be spamming as well when we enrage. Might as well play this for charge. I think that's the board we're gonna be going for. Even if we lose now, it's okay. We just need to finish the quest as soon as possible here. And I don't think this board lose. Let's see, we did 74 slow procs and 68 food procs, meaning we only need one more fight to finish the quest. Heal. We're not going to be using honey jar. We can sell that item. So I don't think we're playing Lollipop just yet. We need another fight first. We're gonna be playing something like this. Or this. What do we sell? We sell the cleaver.
We might even have room for romance.
Now we're looking for weapon skills for our Lollipop. 5 or fewer plus 50. That is pretty good. I think we're gonna go for that, right? At such high base, it's gonna give us really high base damage. And we play 5 items. We play this with 4 more. It's good enough.
Not one person has died in my training. Today,
We're looking for anything that works with the clear Lollipop. This does work, but we already have okay haste enablers. I'm not gonna waste that amount of gold. We could pick up butter instead of pepper here. For one fight. Let's not care about this.
You're not ready to accept the light. And that's okay.
So we will be looking for tools, right? Because they are the main enablers for the Lollipop. We can find dishwasher, cutting board, decanter, oven mitts works as well. We only have 5 items to play with them. I think I like the mitts.
ooh, I saved that one.
Dishwasher will be the main item we're looking for.
Up real nice.
This at diamond, if it's both heated and shield, can be a possible item. But since heated and shield are two separate, I'm not gonna even think about it. This might be a loss, but it might also be a win. We have pretty good shield.
Why fight when we can
We should
please?
fare quite well against
Make
Jules,
this quick.
unless she has found her late game board already. That looks scary. 2 gold items already. I think he wins, right? He needs to destroy 1.2, 2.4. Depends if we can tank it. We need 2.6.
Well,
No,
I ordered the dish.
it did not have enough haste on the press here. This build works, but it's better if it has high base HP, so it's a little bit early to play Veg Garden with Fruit Press. We want to go to this guy, right? It's free.
Please play a game or something.
Not care about food. We don't care about artist, even though we could enchant this right now. At level 10 we're getting the free enchant anyway. So I'm just gonna go for this.
This will be the best day ever.
Let's go to Barken. He has lots of good stuff for us.
Small things remind me of seeds.
We found the cutting board, one of the best Jules items. So we have really good solid board. I'm gonna get rid of the blender now. We're not gonna care about the freezer. Keep rolling for a dishwasher. We don't care about the veggie garden here. So this will be completed now. Use 100 food. The cutting board is charging a food. When you use a weapon, this gains charge. Meaning we play this as a solo food, this will charge this, and this will charge this. And every time I use this, since it's a weapon, we gain 20 damage. Now we just assemble a few haste pieces on the Lollipop, like the mitts. And we can use the power sander. Cutting board with the Lollipop always surprises me how good it is. Yeah, it's extremely well. It's like it's designed to play with a Lollipop. We have bark and we should sell all smalls that we're not gonna use here. So we're gonna play 5 items for the firepower and for the artillery spotter. We could choose between coffee or sander here. But since we have cutting board, we don't want to play any food items. I'm gonna get rid of all food here.
This is a gift at any price.
The only food we can play is caviar, because caviar is not able to get charged. Since it's a passive item, it also provides 15 crit to the Lollipop.
Finally, some space for that blunder.
You don't need more heated slots with this board. Actually, we need to play this guy here to make the Lollipop heated. We don't need more heater and shield, but you never know what can happen in the late game. Might as well click one. This guy has the best skill for the Lollipop build. He has the skill that says when you slow, charge an item. This gets more and more slow the higher tier it is. Right now it's slowing 2 for 1 with multicast. So it slows 4 targets.
I'll make you dinner. You'll be
We did not get the skill, unfortunately. We go for skill upgrades here and look for firepower, artillery spotter, supply cache. We found artillery spotter. Plus 10 crit. We have nothing to use at Mandala here. I just pick Curio, buy all weapon buffs we can find here. We can use rocket boots to up the haste on something. I can use this. I think we can use an icicle, maybe, in the really late game. Don't think I care about this, right? But it might be available if we find the food truck. Let's roll this, guys. Bly for max HP. Damage. And crit chance. We play the Lollipop here. And now we think about the items. If we believe this is enough haste, I can play the icicle here. And we keep 5 items in. We also have 2 heated items now. So this will be even more charged. We are more susceptible to freeze as well, because we're not playing an active. So it depends on how much we value the 3 freeze at start of fight. It will provide us with 10 extra damage. We could also Shadow Cloak to gain 3 damage every time I use it, but that's not important. But Shadow Cloak should in general be better than Power Sander, I think. So I think we're gonna go with this board. And we're gonna hold on to the chocolate coin until we value it up a bit. Don't think we're selling rocket boots now. Actually, I think we are. Sell 2 for 1. Yeah. We want to be hasting this permanently as well. So this is very nice.
Mind if my crew films this for the show? Oh, I'd rather feed you than fight you.
We should be permanently hasted. The only thing that worries me is our start of combat speed is only 4 seconds. Only for PK, thank you so much for the follow, man. Welcome to the headquarters.
Fight back.
Okay, we get a free upgrade here. So a lot of people, I think, would take the Lollipop. It would slow 3 targets, it would gain a lot of damage here. But I'm going to pick the cutting board, because cutting board will go to 3. That's gonna make our entire loop combo, with this charging this and this charging this, be much tighter and much faster. So it's more important to upgrade this right now for a faster combo than adding a little bit of extra damage here.
The fire softens before it strengthens. Remember that.
Now we look for dishwasher. Diamond Lollipop is not that impressive, I agree.
I shall fight.
If we're really funky, you could do a pastry cart if it's diamond. Play this next to it, make it shield. And smile. But I'm not feeling that funky right now. Let's just look for the dishwasher. No dishwasher. Or food truck could have worked as well. With this and this. With food truck I think we go something like this and food truck here. Roaming aisle is when you heal. So we're not gonna go to that event. We just pick the most XP we can here then.
Your feet, when you wind and circle.
Could add a better shadow cloak here potentially.
Counter space.
Okay, so these are quite bad enchantments. We will go for a crit enchantment. I think Caviar gives twice as much crit, right? Right now it's giving 15 crit. So I could add 15 extra if I enchant that item. So it's not gonna be enough right now. If the Caviar had more value, it could be really nice to double the crit bonus. Let's say it had 15 value here. It would give 45 crit. We would double it. But right now I think it's cutting board. Let's check the cutting board crit damage. Your food have 30% crit damage. Shadow Cloak. The problem with Shadow Cloak is I really don't want to play it. The item to the right has 40. So right now it is slightly better to go in this. But we're not gonna care about this. You could also crit enchant this. But we're very, very far away from scaling it. And we don't have to be greedy. Since we're powerful right now, let's go for tempo and enchant this. We're gonna go for skills now. When you slow freeze, it's very good versus other really fast boards. We can stop Pygmalions with a few amount of items in their tracks. We go to Kina, look for dishwasher.
I feel like that decision comes
Okay.
from a negative place.
I would like to sell a lot more foods for this one.
Why fight when we can feast?
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist. You've got talent. You should
We are
put it
basically
toward
playing
me.
without enchant here on the Lollipop. We could easily assemble a 66 crit without enchantments. How much gold do we have? We have pretty good amount of gold. It's okay to go here. We can find a pizza cutter to charge it. We found it. I think we rate that over Shadow Cloak right now. Sarkin, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. Welcome to the headquarters. Let's buy the meat tenderizer. It could fit in a late game board, maybe. Probably not in this one though, but let's keep it open.
Stillness. I prefer action.
I'm feeling quite low on gold here. It's probably okay to go this guy and go for this to really pressure the XP.
Sumptuous spread.
Go for crit skills here.
They call me a sadist, but which is more cruel?
Plus 10.
A dozen bruising blows, or one lethal strike?
Let's take the plus 10.
Reject my training at your peril.
Could have been better though. We are 1 XP off if I click here. This can be good too though. I think we'll go for this.
Go back.
And we just pressure 1 more XP for a level up.
For you.
So in general, we just want to replace oven mitts now with a dishwasher.
We are moon dwellers. This is our home.
Moon Armor is great, but I would lose 30% crit if I play it right now. Skill upgrades. We can find this. This. They're decent and not great. I think tools are a better option for us here. If we're able to find dishwasher, it's GG. Let's upgrade the mitts.
Hey, I use that brand myself. Quality stuff.
It was probably needed, since we have this stealing haste now as well.
World is full of noise. You must find
20 gold for 1 second of freeze. Questionable, but okay.
the violent path. Ayla is your teacher.
It annoys me that we haven't sold many food, and that chocolate coin is still silver.
More space, more ingredients.
I was picking loot here when we already have the build assembled. Not looking for apparels. This is only for the next PvE, meaning we will have to reroll something here. You could reroll the moon orb. But it's probably dumb, isn't it? Maybe we can find another chocolate coin. Something. I don't think it's likely that we play this.
You rely
We need a chocolate coin or something here.
me. It was already like
Damn.
that.
Let's go to... We're very poor. Temporary boost then. I think we like Rex specs to gain when you haste gain crit here. It's gonna bump the Lollipop up.
You got your just desserts.
I think we just go Gumballs here. Finish the chocolate coin quest. Not quest, but crit chance. So every gumball we sell gives 1 value, equal to half when we sell it. So every 2 gumballs gives 1 crit here, basically.
Come on in. Let's chat.
If we have 2 foods, I could play this. I don't think it's worth it right now, though. Okay, let's sell this guy to buff the crit again. Sell every food we have available. Give some CDR. We give 13 crit here. So we're at 98 crit chance right now.
Let's make this quick. I have something in the oven.
You do see these tons.
The Feeding Frenzy skill from the boar fight that we got earlier. It's insane for Jules. No, we didn't get the skill. We just have the rage without the skill. Yeah, that skill is insane.
Well, I guess
So we are dealing quite a lot of damage, and this is even without the dishwasher. That would have doubled the damage.
Can always use more knives.
The work is never done.
Hello, Game Platter Headquarters in chat. We could go for Pizza Cutter for a faster start here. This is 2.9 right now. It's nice to slow more targets and have more damage. It's kind of close. I'm gonna do this guy.
That's some nice craft.
We're just looking for the dishwasher here.
You don't have time not to buy this.
No dishwasher. Dishwasher acquired.
So fast.
So now we double the damage on our heated items. We lose out on the haste, but we gain haste here instead. We have 101% crit now, since this increased 3% per day. Gold items, we're looking for Lollipop, Dishwasher, and that's about it.
not overpriced. You're over. Lux warned me about you.
This will pressure us to level up, because we need exactly 4 experience.
I came here to trade, not conquer.
Of course, we're looking for the Flower of Blows here. We have a little bit less haste here with a dishwasher, but more burst. If we can find some skills that gives haste, we would be pretty happy.
See landfill?
Looking for rocket boots here.
Treasure.
We don't need to buy more crit anymore.
Well, you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar. Trash is tragedy. Reuse everything. Hooey! Now that's a bargain.
We're not able to find anything at middle, so I'm gonna roll here. And maybe this turns into a deadly cutting board. Not a deadly one, but a new cutting board. We can play double cutting board.
We might even have room for romance.
It didn't.
Nah, not yet.
We have the crit. We could of course find something that goes off crit. But this should be more reliable here.
Simply acknowledge
This is good enough, right? 5-second freeze. This is also kind of nice to scale the damage. But I think we have too high damage to care about this right now. Let's go for the big freeze. So at 2.9 seconds into the fight, we're gonna charge the Lollipop here with this. And then we're gonna freeze a large 5-second. We're also gonna freeze for 4 seconds, because we're gonna slow. Let's give the cooldown to the insects, to the cutter here, to make cutter go off before cutting board. Or is it the same there or the same? I think this triggers first, bomb, and then this goes bomb, bomb, bomb. This will be the board for us.
Oh, I'd rather feed you than fight.
Quite tanky dually player here. I hope we're okay. He did destroy an item as well. But we pulled through. He had this skill, which almost saved him. The first time, destroy an item. So we got a bit lucky that he destroyed this and not the Lollipop or the cutting board. Or even the washer. Very strong dually, got destroyed. GG, that's the guide for the Lollipop. If you like this type of content, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in future. Take care and good luck in the bazaar.